Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
What up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of That Boom Bap. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere and everywhere at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z across all your social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course, I'm sitting with my main man, Reem. Reem, what up, my G? What's goody, B?
What's poppin', G?
You know what it is, man. Oh, god damn it! Already you sick? What's going on?
Nah, I'm not sick. I'm just trying to get back, man. You know?
Hey, back for the first time, man. Shout out to Luda, man.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But hey, man, it's a great episode. It's a great goddamn day because we don't always get guests in. But as I said this before, and I want to say what's up, of course, all the people that are tuned in right now.
What up, Facebook Live?
We don't always bring y'all guests, but when we do, god damn it, we bring the fire. Am I right, my G?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Egos and Opinions. We had our man Jay Weave on not too long ago. Yeah. Shout out to The Remedy. We had our man Marcus on not too long ago, a.k.a. Mr. Goodbar. We like to bring the realness to the fucking table.
Yes, sir.
Like we do on all our goddamn shows here at the Sphere.
Yes, sir.
So, today, just like any other day with the fire and the dopeness, we're about to live woke with these gentlemen, two Rios. And the pod. What up, fellas? What's good?
What's up, man?
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
How y'all doing, man? Y'all
Appreciate
good?
both of y'all, man.
Y'all just got real gully.
I'm gonna let the man.
Like we in the building. Like ganja just started flowing.
Hey, I had to take it back to the old 93 model Hove. The skinny nigga on the boat.
There it is, man. What's up?
Clearly,
fellas?
I'm
What's good?
underdressed tonight, but
you
I'm
straight,
a rock with it. You see my man with the tie on over
There's
here.
more of us than him.
Facts.
Hey, I'm definitely
He's showing us out.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm outnumbered, man. I look like I should not be
Nah,
here.
bro,
You
look like you know your shit.
I should be.
He managing everybody.
I should be selling bean
gets his
pies
check
off
first.
West
He about
Time.
to hit us with the 360 deal. That's what's about to happen.
Real
He gonna
Real
put the
quick.
360 on the
Slide the
table.
paperwork right over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you'll sign here, please.
Nah. Feel comfortable. Go ahead and sign. Go ahead and sign.
I heard you sound like Kiss. Sign right here.
We'll be raping you, raping
Pen
you.
costs $100 on them and everything.
Yes, man. But fellas, man, talk to us a little bit about the Live Woke podcast. What's up, man? Put us on game. What's good?
I'm gonna show deference. Let my older brother go first.
Oh,
Go
stop
ahead,
it.
man. Go ahead, man. I'm
Ain't
so
disrespectful.
deference.
Man, but Live Woke with two Rios in the pod, man.
Sure.
Basically, same name, different views. We touch upon everything from social justice to music to relationships to sex to anything that's all in between as far as a black man's plot and tragicness and flight to make it in this world. So we try and have a balance. You know, the Can I Live section is more or less current events and current trends, and woke is more or less anything that's going to be on the intelligent backdrop that's, you know, kind of fuses the audiences together. So, you know, we aim to have that balance, man.
Definitely true.
And
Definitely
how long y'all been running the game now?
It's been what, a couple months, at least from me coming in, because my man got the ball rolling before I did, with a mutual friend of ours, and they got the job rolling. And I've been in Houston about 2 years now, so he hit me like, "Hey man, you busy?" I'm like, "No, I was off on a Sunday. Come by, just gonna do some recording. You try it out with me, see if you like it." And the first topic was turkey bacon. And it was a good conversation.
Turkey fucking bacon, yo.
It's how niggas don't fuck with turkey bacon.
Yeah. Rat beef.
Yeah. And that's when I let the world know that I'm chasing my doctorate. So we talked about black men and education and whatnot. And we have our social media strategics. Shelton Shells Gilly, so he helps us out a lot with that. As long as
shout out Gilly,
and we not gonna make this a full shout out show because we guests.
Shout out, man. Gilly already on Facebook
right now. See that?
What up, man?
What up, Sheldon? What's goody?
All right, so you're not from Houston, where you from?
J King,
Man, we are repping that 414.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah,
home
man.
of the Bucks.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers, brats, good beer,
Yes.
and some beautiful women, man.
and some cheese curds.
And some cheese curds.
Damn, I love cheese
We
curds.
are not exclusively known for cows and cheese curds, man. Milwaukee is hood. Milwaukee is
For real.
hood.
You got your pockets, but the best thing about being from Milwaukee and being here is this is my first time moving away from the crib. My very first time. So when I got down here, instant culture shock.
Oh, yeah.
The first place I went was for soul food. If I'm gonna be in the South, first thing I need is soul food.
Where'd you go?
I went to Mickey's Soul Food Cafe.
All right.
Not bad.
Went right over there off of 59 in Belfort.
sir.
Made that move right away. Drove through city, saw the Toyota Center. I fell in love instantly, man. So
Okay.
yeah.
Same difference, man. Well, actually, I moved to College Station before I moved here. Yeah, man.
damn.
Ooh. So let's
That's a brawl.
So-
in that mother.
High city.
let's talk about a
for
culture
real.
shock.
Instantly.
I had
Nooses up. No
Exactly.
deuces, nigga. Nooses up.
shit. Everything is nooses and maroon and white, and you're not welcome here. So that was the vibe that I got. But it took me away from the crib, and I was able to build here and come to Houston, and just kind of build from that way. But me and this man, we actually go back to college. We went to UWM together.
Okay,
So,
that's what's up.
So we been mad cool, probably going on 10 summers now. So it's all good.
Yeah, shout out my brothers, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Come on,
Got my
man.
ice cold brother
Come
over
on, man.
here.
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Fall 08, 06, the home team, ET, the home chapter.
I ain't gonna even do all
I
that.
just
I'm just
had to
gonna
let
leave it
people know.
simple. You always taking it further. So yeah,
Somebody
that's
gotta
it.
take it there.
Already.
But that's what's up, man. I love melanated excellence. So I love to be around people that look like us that are doing great shit, man, and continuing to strive and prosper. And I always tell people, man, a rising tide will lift all boats.
Come through with the
Everybody
gym.
eats. This is what we do, and I'm just happy to have y'all on, man.
Hey,
Happy to
appreciate
have
it,
y'all
Thank
on.
you
big
for having
dog.
us here, man. When I
Feel like
tell
you
you this
taking us to
setup,
church real quick.
man.
Hey, this list
about to get
lightweight,
the
man.
collection
This
plate
is
out.
all lightweight, bro. We'll take a donation. We're gonna talk about that shit later. We would damn sure take a donation.
Man, this is the coldest studio setup that we done seen, man.
I'm
On
trying
our
to tell you.
little walk with 2 reels in the pod, quote unquote toe, man. This is.
We
this is-
appreciate that,
man.
brother.
This is most student loan debt for me, man.
That's how I pay for this shit.
Straight
True
up,
statement.
straight up.
But man, we got some big shit coming for the Sphere, bro. So we're gonna keep y'all in the loop on that. Man.
Oh, yeah,
Just
most
FYI, we got some big shit coming. But as we do about that time, man, let's hop into our track of the week.
Let's go.
So this week's track of the week is coming from none other than the legendary, illustrious
legendary.
Wu-Tang Clan,
Okay.
featuring one of the good right-hand mans, the Redman himself.
Okay.
And they're rocking out with this joint called People Say.
Okay.
Let this shit rock out for a second.
Let's
man.
go.
Shout out Mathematics on the production.
Already.
He did work.
Sure did.
I'm a product of the block. We used to cook the product in the pot, add soda, turn the product into rock. It's in my DNA. You see, it started with my pops. In his heyday, he probably put your father in the box. In my heyday, I probably put the product in my sock. Ain't no vacate. The props become a problem when it's hot. Mayday, mayday. But no charge. I'm nutty with the
Mayday, mayday.
So, bro, this ain't even a bar. This is AA. Back up in the trunk with the AK. Each line pack a fabulous punch. No diss to Ray J.
I love when Method Man is on.
Bruh,
Yes.
it's
I
so
love
heavy,
when
man.
Meth is on, yo.
So heavy.
He's so on
Yeah.
right now, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, talk to me about. I mean, does this take us back? I mean, where does this put us at, man? When y'all hear this, when you hear Wu, you hear Method get together. Tell me, where does this put you at, man?
I'm gonna get it first because I'm the youngest in the building right now. Y'all got some years on me, real quick. I'll be 30 next year. So,
Okay.
For me, Wu-Tang, I will admit I didn't pay close attention to them growing up. Milwaukee really didn't have a big Wu-Tang kind of following. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chino. But for me, I liked any type of hip hop that I could relate to. And my first exposure to Wu-Tang was through the Box. If y'all remember anything about the Box, the music channel back in the day, it was Channel 7 back home in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They used to play Gravel Pit, Cream, all kind of stuff like that. So that was kind of my first exposure. So listening to this, man, it took me back to childhood instantly, man. Instantly.
When I listen to this joint, I'm thinking 36 chambers.
You took I was gonna say it.
You're showing your age, brother. You're
But
showing your age.
Yes, talk about it.
I'm
Talk about that
thinking
shit.
the only built for Cuban Link 1. I'm thinking Iron Man. I'm thinking then if you want to even be semi current, we can even go to the first Blackout with Redman. You know, with the Rock Rider production and all of that.
That was,
Yeah,
what was that Wu album called? I know which one you're talking
yeah,
about.
man. So that
that's a
collab
classic.
album. So when you listen to Wu, it's more of a distinct sound. Even when RZA isn't producing, you can tell on a certain type of vibe. Whenever, you know, we talked about this before we started. You know, we talked about Jizza, ODB, all them. It's certain beats that, you know, okay, that's them. They about to do work. But like my partner said, Milwaukee didn't really have a lot of it's a melting pot because it's a Midwest, but back then it wasn't a lot of Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of individuals in my family, my older cousin and whatnot, you know, put me on game and at an early age. So I was able to get real flavored into the Wu at a young age. So, you know.
With me being from New York at the time where they dropped out of nowhere, you know, being in the basement party when Protect Your Neck came on, you know, being at the record store when we had actual record stores, you know, looking
Skip
for
school
the
and go to them joints.
yeah, we had a joint called The Wall at Roosevelt Field in Strong Island, where I'm from. And at The Wall at that time, you could listen to an album before you purchased it.
Right.
So, you know, you would walk in and see just backpacks down aisles.
Yep.
Right.
There
You know
you
what
go.
I'm saying? And I already knew, like, I wasn't wasting my time.
There you go.
But regarding this track, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I'm a Wu-Tang fanatic. My daughter wears Wu-Tang Clan t-shirts.
That's how you know
See
it's
what I'm
real
saying?
right there.
The black
That's how
and
you
yellow
know.
joints.
Yes.
Already knowing. Nah.
I feel like when I first heard this joint and when I play it, I feel like, okay, we might just be on to something.
Yeah.
Because everything after Iron Flag was either trash or real skittish. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see them get back. And from what I understand, this project is not produced by RZA, it's produced by Mathematics. It's on a label that RZA owns. I forget
Okay.
the name of the new venture that he has going on. But the album is being produced by Mathematics. With a sample like this, you really can't fuck that up. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
So I got to take a little credit back away from them because, again, the sample is so hot, and I've heard a couple of real dope MCs over this beat before. So when I first heard the beat, I was like, all right, cool, you can't fuck this up. And then Method Man comes
not at
on,
all.
and I'm like, yeah. And then Ray comes on, and then Red just kicks in the door like he always does, and just destroys everything, G. Like, Red is one of the best top 5 rappers living right now.
I was just about to ask. Go ahead. I was about to ask.
No. Matter of fact, go ahead and ask your question because I'm going to definitely address that red.
Oh, let's go for it.
So I just was gonna ask, do you feel like, you know, being from the same area where most of the music generated for the Wu at, have they gotten the respect they deserve in the rap game? You think?
Who, Wu?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Wu was so Wu was so untouchable that most rappers and or producers wouldn't even sample their music.
Okay.
You know, if you think about how many hot songs came out from let's say 94 to like 2004, a lot of them records that had got chopped up afterwards by the younger producers coming up, ain't none of them fuck with Wu-Tang records. None of them touched them. Like now they start to mess with them a little bit. Like shout out to Jaron Benton. Jaron Benton's album, the Mink Coat Killer.
Nice. He's nice.
Yo, he took the samples that they used and just flipped them and killed them.
That's a fact.
So you know, I've seen a couple of rappers when they're on radio shows and stuff like that, and they throw a Wu-Tang beat. It's either one or two emotions. Either they're like, yo, I'm about to kill this shit to show respect,
Right.
or they be like, yo, humbly, can you put something else on?
Like, cause I'm
There's always
scared.
some bullshit excuse too, like,
Yeah.
yo, this is a little too fast. Put something else on.
It's not my tempo.
Easy, cowboy. Easy.
But you mentioned Redman, and that immediately jogged my mental back to Eminem Till I Collapse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's a list of this and it goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre
Yeah.
from Outkast, Jada Corrupt, Nas, and Envy.
Yeah.
So when you talk about Red, do you think that he as an artist, post Muddy Waters, has gotten the respect that he deserves?
let's go.
Not from the masses, but
Okay.
from the artists who are to be respected, yes.
Okay.
And I would rather take that bag of respect than any other bag at the end of the day. Like I was having a conversation about Alchemist with
Right.
with one of my dudes from out here. And he was like, yo, man, I really wish that so many more people knew about Alchemist. And my thing was, I think, and I'm, speaking loosely,
Right.
for an artist of his caliber, he does what he does what he loves what he does what he loves, right?
Okay.
So he's making a living doing what he loves to do. He's worked with some of the best MCs on the planet,
Right.
and they seek him, right? So now his rep is so strong, they come to him. He's traveling around the world, and at this point, I kind of feel like fame is a motherfucker, yo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I could do what I love and get the money and travel around the world and still go outside and take my truck to the gas station and pump my own
And
gas,
still go to the
without being
grocery
around-
store.
2005.
Right.
2005.
Word, I can go
Right.
to the mall, go to the grocery store.
Right.
I'm winning.
Facts.
So I feel like people like Red who get real respect in the street with no bodyguards, none of that bullshit.
Right.
Y'all winning, man.
I
There you
get it.
go.
I get it.
There you
'Cause
go.
With Red, when you think about the '90s in hip hop, he's definitely up there, upper echelon, top 5. I mean, even with Wu, because we know we talked about this previously. You have your favorite MCs out the Wu, and their styles, their cadences, how they dance on tracks, and even their personalities. When cats don't really rap on tracks, like a ODB or something like that.
Yeah.
So when you talk about Red, I see him as kind of like a Wu affiliate, like Capadonna as well. So. It's dope. It's dope to hear this record. It's more or less futuristic with being nostalgic at the same
But you know
time.
what though,
Super facts.
and I'll leave it on this note. The special thing to me about Redman is, and like an Eminem, like a
Right.
Jay-Z, these dudes did not change when changes were happening. When everybody went, Gambino, drug dealer, he. Not Red,
Right.
You know what I'm
Not
saying?
at all.
If
Stay
you
in
listen to
spot.
Muddy Waters and you listen to Mudface,
Right.
it's the same exact album,
Right.
with great material.
Right.
I mean, even the setup, the skits is still the same. He's still doing WKYA. We be kicking your ass, skits.
Right.
So you get
Right.
the
To this day.
same. I hate to use the word cookie cutter, but you get the same cookie cutter album from him with the same type flows, with the same type bars, and he's smashing everything that's out there.
It's a
Shout out
formula.
to him.
If shit ain't broke, you ain't
Don't
gotta fucking
fix
fix
it.
it.
Super
man. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? You know who else is smashing
Shout
shit out
Detroit
there?
Mike, I see you, fan.
What up, Mike? Oh, that boy, that crazy as shit. What
I'll
up,
be
Mike?
that.
What's goody,
I'll
B?
be
I
that.
love Mike, man. That dude's crazy as shit. Who else is fucking killing it right now?
What's that?
Elite Dental Wellness. So this portion of the show is actually sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness at Elite. The finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel like they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness at area code 888-789-8680. And if you say the Sphere, you get 10% off.
Gonna need that
Good
10%.
luck.
Hey, man,
Need that.
put them
Need that
coins
10%
back in your pocket, man. Coins back in your pocket. So, my G's, one of the things that Reem and I often talk about here on the network, and different conversations that are always flowing online, is the fucking state of hip hop in 2017. And I think we're in one of those particular environments right now where we have a lot of controversy because we have two, how do I say, paradigm shifts that are happening. Those who want to stay with that true essence of boom bap, who want to, get with a great producer and bring great bars to the fucking table in comparison or to juxtapose the situation with these younger cats, these millennials that say, you know what, I need great production. My bars can be ancillary at best.
Boy.
So let's dive a bit deep. I'm gonna put this turd on the table.
Right in the center. Right in the center.
Let's have a conversation. Where are we at today in hip hop in 2017?
Well, I guess I'll go first.
You got to, bro.
You want me? I got
The
you.
youngest in the room.
I'm gonna make you proud.
You
I'm
gotta
make you
hold
proud.
down
Yeah, man.
that side of the spectrum.
got to,
Yeah,
man.
because for me,
You on the other side of 30.
Here's how I look at it. I feel like the kid that is looking out the window, all the other kids is playing outside, but it's just as dope in the house. So I really don't feel too bad and I'm staying in the house. That's how I feel. For me being 29, my heart and soul is tied to how it used to be in terms of rap. It was tied to actual lyrical content. Yeah, the production was there and it was second, but it wasn't the focal point of a good song.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you got the futures, which, I ain't gonna lie, you turn up to it. But if you ride in your car or you in the mood to really hear some stuff, you gonna throw your Kendricks, your Coles. Sometimes you throw a little Drake in there, depending on what it is. But my heart, 90s, early 2000s, Blueprint. I'm talking, man, I can go on for days. It was written, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, albums like that. That's where my heart and soul and mind is rooted at, but I'm not obliged or oblivious to the fact that there is a shift, like G. Hawkins said, in the current state. So can it be fixed? Nah, it can't, because it's just not what it's about no more. What we got to do is stick to what we know and keep the shit relevant that we used to, because it's gonna easily get washed down the drain if we let it. Can it happen? It can, but it's gonna take a lot of us that come from the back in the day type of culture to make sure to stay alive. And that's my cue. Chino, what you got? I'm done. Dropping gems
Drop
out
this
here.
shit on the table,
Yeah.
gems
know
there.
what?
We
Out
there.
here.
When I think about the current state of hip hop, and not really to exude my old headness, but
Show your age, brother. Show your age.
Don't be afraid.
when we think about, because he brought up the 90s. Let's talk about the shift, the late 80s, the LL Cool J's, the Big Daddy Kanes, Eric B and Rakim, of course KRS-One first nigga that made an album called Blueprint. Word to Ether. Hey, Ether hurt my soul. I'm a Jay stan. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh boy, here we go.
But in the 90s, we had your Uncle Luke's. We had your Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac. We had all of that. And we had those hits. And if you want to fast forward to 2016, 2017, that type of, although that genre may not exist no more, you talk about the whole watered down rap, that's the futures. That's even with the combination rap R&B singing niggas like Bryson Tiller, like there's a lane for everything. But as far as rap itself, the lyrical content is now only a handful, and I think the light is shed a lot on it, because now what we were discussing in areas like this, pre-podcast, we talk about this in the living room.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, everybody on social media has an opinion. So everybody on social media has an opinion. So it's y'all. I know. We all got music heads in the room. We talk about that Lonzo Ball joint we talked about real niggas don't listen to Nas
Star
no more.
Crunch face better chill, man.
Hey,
Star
chill.
Crunch face.
He better chill,
but
man.
that goes with what G Hawkins talking about as far as the millennials. He's a millennial, so he talks about the whole Future and Migos is real hip hop. Like, imagine thinking 15, 20 years ago when we said, man, we don't really fuck with, Mama said knock you out, radio. We fucking with nigga what, nigga who. Motherfuckers want to act loco, hit it with more shots to the fofo. Like,
That's that rapper side of you
that's-
coming out right there.
Nah,
That's-
but I feel where he's coming
so
from, though.
it's a lane for everything, but I think it just needs to be more lyrical content as opposed to the older niggas, jumping off the porch getting mad. Like, you gotta get in the game and flex your arm a little bit, because we still here. Your buttons and all that are still here.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang and all that's still here. But will we appreciate hip hop more if a Wu-Tang dropped an album every year? If a Hov drop an album every year? If a Nas drop an album every year? I think we appreciate that gap between Life is Good and this album this nigga Nas been talking about since Nas' album done on Khaled.
Right.
So
Still waiting on the detox, man.
that's never coming, bro.
So,
Shit.
on that note, I'm gonna drop my gem, but I'm gonna make everybody wait for it because this portion of the show is sponsored by the Sphere.
That's
Are
what's
you
up.
starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. See, let me just. Oh, I can't show nobody, but if y'all was watching, I would show you the cup right here. The whole placement. But we offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue coupled with your strategic ad is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Y'all gotta excuse me, man. I just got back from Vegas about 48 hours ago.
True.
Was
Sorry,
going in. Got a
man.
chance to watch the magnificent himself, DJ Jazzy Jeff, put it on at the Hard Rock
Legendary.
Hotel at Rehab. Very, very dope.
So life is in rehab right now.
Man, listen.
Since you coming back from Vegas.
Sleep
Already.
pattern crazy.
Can't
Eating
knock it.
habits is stupid. It don't take much for me.
like
But
that.
I have such a different outlook on today's hip hop.
Okay.
I'm really proud of it. I'm really, really proud of it. The reason for it is because I remember when we went through this hell of a dry period. And that dry period was really somewhere between 2010 to 2000, maybe the end of 2015 when things kind of started getting better.
Okay.
What I started doing was I started to find other artists to really run with.
Right.
Like, I became a huge Dilated Peoples fan because to me, I started looking at which regions is really running the game.
Right.
And it wasn't New York. It wasn't the South. It was truly the West Coast. Like, everything that Alchemist was doing at the time and everybody he was working with was just fire. Right. So you had Dilated Peoples. You had Planet Asia. You had Fashawn. You had Alchemist and then Evidence and Step Brothers that came out around that time.
Right.
So everything that he was touching was boom bap,
Nice.
street certified, internationally approved.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, this is okay, but as a whole, we need more. Right. So to your point, we always had a balance. We always had, a KRS-One, and then we had a De La Soul. Right. Or we had a Jay-Z, and we had we had Diddy.
Right.
Diddy might have been
Was not
spitting
a
the
rapper.
lyrics that Jada was writing, but at the end of the day, he wasn't, that dude like Jay. He was an entertainer. He was a little different.
Right.
But even when the South started coming up and you was getting your Ludas, Luda to me his early part of his career, he was the Southern Busta Rhymes to me.
Right.
Not as far as style, but as far as being animated. You look
Right.
at their videos, videos were really similar.
Yeah.
You know, just like Jermaine Dupri, I totally respect him, but he had a swag and a business move almost like Diddy did. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, to me, he was the Diddy of the South.
The
And
money and the thing and all that.
Right,
Y'all
right.
know what this is.
So to me, I always feel like we've always had a balance, right? So I had a couple of people that I super duper trust tell me that Migos' Culture album was actually dope. So on my way to the airport on Saturday, I actually threw it in for the first time. I for the first time I listened to that album.
Right.
Really on the strength of G, because G had caught him on Made in America, and he was like,
man.
"Yo, I
You
got
sound super depressed.
No,
You good,
Nah, it wasn't even like that.
Well-
If I could run the tape back, I would run the tape back.
Okay.
You was talking about how you respect them.
Well, yeah, I
They
mean, no.
okay.
Let me speak on the shit. So
Please.
I said this, man. First and fucking foremost, shout out to Tidal. Y'all need to fucking advertise here. Let's keep it a buck.
For real.
But Tidal
No change.
live stream the Made in America concert from Philly, right? And they gave you all three, whatever. I think there were actually 4 or 5 stages. So
Right.
they compressed a couple of them, but you had 3 different streams.
Right.
So you can hop between streams to watch whatever the fuck was happening live.
Got you.
So I'm listening to Nick Grant was supposed to come out. I don't think he came out. Some other people were there. Got on to some new cats. Shout out to Smino. Just some new people. And so they had the, I guess, whatever is normal in today's hip hop coming up. Fucking Migos was coming up on stage. I said, well, let me tune into this shit.
Right.
Uh-oh.
I sat there and I watched this crowd get fucking electrified.
Right.
And they opened up with some track. I don't know the album well enough to even know fucking track
Can you
name.
describe what was said?
I cannot, you know, and I don't even know if they could.
To their credit,
but here,
to their credit, them motherfuckers is extra country.
hell
Do I
yeah.
look like I live on Burden Baby?
Do I look like I
Yo,
love bad
what?
booty?
Yeah,
Do I
Do
look
I
like
look
I
like I
love
live
bad
on the
booty?
Madden Butch?
but here it is
That's
though.
that new ATL.
I watched these 3 cats work in that melanated excellence and execute their songs
Right.
and rock this crowd. I watched the ad libs and I was hearing things. I was like, that shit actually sounds kind of catchy.
Right.
And I watched how they maneuvered the stage in a way that it was pure business and it met the needs of the people.
Right.
I said, I gotta fucking respect it.
Right.
And it was even a song which I was like, actually, this shit is kind of catchy,
Yeah.
which obviously Bad and Bougie's catchy and some of the other shit. And I said, you know what? Finally, I understand why they are here and I can respect them for what they do. Me personally, I tried to listen to Culture. And this was after the goddamn concert. Well, let me go on and listen to it.
Right.
Couldn't get through the whole fucking album.
Now here's
You
It's
gave-
not
you
for
gave it a
me,
try.
but I respect their work ethic.
Right.
Yeah.
I respect the way that they actually are masters of ceremonies. They actually control the microphones. I respect that shit. I don't respect the bars, but the other thing, as a business, I respect what they're doing.
Let me connect what you saying with Migos. I was actually watching. Cause you talk about Tidal, right?
Yeah.
You know they have Ellie Wilson has the car
the
test.
podcast.
Yeah, and the podcast too. But he has a car test joint. He was going through a Big Boy album. And
Boomerverse?
yeah,
Yeah.
knock by the way. And
Indeed. We reviewed it.
yeah, I caught that. That's why I was
Yes.
getting ready to say that.
Yes.
You beat me to it. Yeah. But Big Boy talked about Migos and how Migos definitely studied, you know, the ATL culture, because if you listen to new Migos and you listen to on it, I be on it all day, straight up pimp. If you want me, you can find me in the A and Killer Mike verse.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Time and time.
You talk
again.
about the tempos.
Mhm.
You talk about the, you know, they're borrowing from that old ATL. You know, so you
They've
think
done
of
their
how
homework.
everything is still, you know, full circle, because you know lyrically bar for bar, you're not fucking with Outkast. But you know, for what they do, I get exactly what you mean. Yeah.
I
So
respect that shit.
to finish up that point,
Right.
and even using them, I got halfway through the album by the time I got to the airport.
Okay.
By the time I got to the 3rd song, I was like, okay, they got great production.
Right.
Great production always sells. By the time I got to the half of the album, I thought to myself, okay, cool. And I'm about to show my age right now.
Right.
I thought to myself, are they today's DOS effects? Because when DOS came out, they were so different, but the culture of hip hop was so different. Like we we were proud to be different,
Right.
to have a different slang, to have a different flow, to be left field. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, you know, what if they're like today's Nas Effects and these kids love it? So, but to really bring my point home is this: have y'all heard Earth Gang, the new group that signed to Dreamville?
Yeah.
Okay. This is new to me, but keep going.
Okay,
keep going.
so
Keep going.
they got an EP out right now. They signed it with J. Cole.
Okay.
Them boys is dope as fuck. On first listen,
Right.
dope as fuck. If they keep doing what they're doing,
They're gonna sell.
they're gonna be dope. Like they're gonna be running Dreamville. Like they're gonna take the reins from J. Cole and be that next South group out of the South that's gonna be dope as fuck. I'm already putting my name on that. So you got groups like Earth Gang, Mickey Fax, you got Quilly Chris, you got Tyler the Creator, Jaron Benton, you got
Nick Grant.
my man from Harlem did the record with Pete Rock.
Which
'Cause he's still hot right now.
Oh man, Smoke Dizza.
Yeah, Smoke Dizza.
Dizza.
You got
Yeah.
Sky Zoo.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
There's so many, if I may call them boom bap hip hop artists, but just the other side of the game that
Right.
we hold dear to our heart.
Right.
It's right there. It's right in our faces, and we're not
It's just
we're not
evolved.
talking about it. We're not passing it along
Right.
like we used to. So that's why I take a lot of pride in sitting behind this microphone, because I want to make sure that the comments like you had and the comments like you had when we're talking about what we used to and what
Right.
we're holding dear to our heart, it's still right there. You just got to listen to
You
it.
got to
There you
protect the culture.
Yeah.
Now we talked about Das Effects.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Fushnickets.
You really showing your age, huh?
Because
Well,
you know
well, Fu and Dodge were kind of in the same vein almost. Yeah, I feel that.
Exactly. So as far as you know, the whole group component, you know, being proud to be different, having a different look, a different flow, the speed up flow, you know, and how that evolved. Even when Pat Cass used to say that Jay-Z sound like Fushnickets, the ski nigga on the boat.
Nah, he did. Like the thing is, I often have an argument about, you know, when Jay came out, because I remember in my lifetime Jay, the first one, I remember him being
Hawaiian
with
Sophie fame.
I remember Hawaiian Sophie. Like we were watching Video Music Box back in the days.
Right.
So
That was Art of Box, by the way.
that
Right.
was, okay.
In Milwaukee.
It's just different title. Okay.
yeah,
I like
it's
that.
different title.
Right.
All right.
So when you said that, I was like, I think I know what you're talking
Right.
There you go.
But yeah, so it's still there. You know, shout out to my man Grandfather Clock. I am solely not without really dope hip hop.
Right.
And if you look at our top 10 hip hop list from last year, it's crazy. It's just crack.
Fire.
And then even our honorable mentions is smashing
Fire,
a lot of other people's lists.
Right.
And I'm really interested in seeing how our list is going to end up this year, because yo, believe it or not, I think that Tyler Creator got the best record out right now.
Ooh, all right.
up?
So hold that shit.
Well,
Facebook
for the summer.
No,
Let me
hold
say
on,
for the
hold on,
summer.
hold on,
For the
no
summer.
more.
Whoa.
Facebook. We love y'all. We adore y'all. We thank y'all so much. We're about to hop the fuck out of this because we want to make sure you subscribe to get the rest of this episode, baby. So hop over to the website www.thesphere.tv/boom bap. We've got subscription options for you: iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and of course Stitcher for our techie folks. Now, while you're there, make sure you leave us a review. Give us that constructive criticism,
Please.
so that we know how to better fulfill the goddamn show.
Speak on
and
it.
of course,
And watch your mouth when you talk to us.
exactly. And make sure you share this shit out. Share it with your family, your friends, your colleagues, your lovers. Share it with your haters, your side chicks, whatever you got going on. Share it with the good people.
you
And
go.
of course, last but not fucking least, make sure you donate. If you love what we're doing, so into us. Go to sphere.tv/donate. We've got two options for you. We've got a single donation as well as a goddamn Patreon-based donation.
Tax write-off.
So you can do it multiple
Trill
times.
statement.
And of course, you can
Get
get
that
them
money
them
back.
taxes. Man, you get 50% back on that shit.
you go.
Man, with real shit. So Facebook, we love you. We appreciate you. We adore you. We're sitting right here with the Live Woke podcast. 2 Rios in the pod.
Two.
We're about to keep this shit popping. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Yo.
All right, let's keep rocking this shit out. So, as you were saying, good sir, you put
Yeah.
Flower Boy on the table.
Yes, sir.
Let's have a conversation.
Let's do it.
What's up?
I think it's one of the best albums of the year.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Like hands down,
sonically,
top 10 worthy.
easily.
Okay.
I don't think Tyler does a lot. I don't think he's not very intense in the bars per se on this album, but I think that's intentional, and I think it fits the design and flow, the mechanics of the album as a whole, which is why sonically I love it. I can sit and listen to it front to back, put that bitch on repeat. I don't know where it stops or where it starts. I'm good. I feel you.
I want to know how the fuck he come up with a song called Glitter that got me bumping. How am I bumping this New York arrogant asshole bumping to a record called Glitter?
So you
and the
forget.
shit is dope.
So that's gonna make you forget Mariah Carey's movie.
Exactly.
Actually,
Easily.
I forget that chick even had a movie.
See that?
I just like to see her walk across the stage back and forth.
Gotta
I don't
say
care how
pause
fat
before you
she
start
is
the
or how
track.
skinny she is, but yeah, man. I
But
think,
that's a great example, though.
yeah, I think we're gonna have a really interesting because we
gonna
were
be tough
up here
shit.
for hours last year trying to put this 10 together.
Yeah.
you know
we
like
split
that.
into 2 shows, and then
Yeah,
we ended up
split
having to
into 2
trim
shows and
shit
everything.
down. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy conversation. But sometimes, I mean, the conversation deserves the due diligence,
There you
right?
go. There
We're
you go.
fans of the culture. We love the culture. So we got to put our time in it to say, you know what? This is the shit you should be listening to, and this is the shit you might not want to even touch.
You gotta
Yeah.
have reasons with data, with facts,
Exactly.
with, all of that.
You know, the data, it depends on where we're going. You know,
Okay.
if we want to talk about production, if we want to talk about, quoting lyrics from the songs, I'm all for that. Sales don't really move me. Unless we're talking about
Yeah, we
like
don't
who's the
really-
best MC and for what reasons. But as far as a top 10 album, whatchamacallit was on our list last year.
you talking about?
Sky Zoo and Apollo
Oh,
Brown.
man.
was on
I
our
went
list
back and
last
played
year.
that shit 2 days ago.
Okay.
Such a great album, man.
Dude, when
Such a
I
great
got my
album.
hands on that album, for the first half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, I played the first 3 songs.
And that's all you needed.
I couldn't get past the third song
Was it
because
Jordan's in a Chain?
Yeah, the intro is so strong. The second record, you probably know the playlist like the back of your
I
head.
mean,
But the second
hey.
record with the piano melody is so dope. It kind of just sets you in the mood. Like, all right, I'm here.
Yeah.
Where are we going? And then Jordan's in the gold chain. Like, if you ain't turning the knob up and snapping your neck with your
get that.
bot in, and it's like by the time that song is over, it's like, take that shit for the top again. Do it again.
Right.
Do it again.
That's the boom bap. That's the boom bap part.
Right.
Because when you're able to repeat an album, like when in hip hop, you always have to have a strong intro. Even if you're gonna say an album is great, damn near classic, but it's about those follow up joints. And do I still get that same feeling when I listen to 2, 3, 4, 5? All the way to number 11. Now we know in hip hop, number 11 on every single hip hop album that we see as classics is that motherfucking joint.
Now you're gonna have me looking at these playlists later,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
What's number 11 on
Number
that?
11. Like
So let me throw this at y'all, right?
What you got?
Out of all of the records that came out so far this year, 2017, what are your favorite 5? Or what? Fuck favorite. What's getting the most spins right now? What got the highest playback value? 5 records out of the year.
go first, Rio.
You just gonna do me like that?
Hell yeah,
Yes.
youngin'.
Do me like that?
This is hazing.
Damn.
Oh yes.
I thought them. Never mind. I ain't gonna even get into that.
Uh-huh.
Definitely 444.
All right.
Definitely. Damn still gets rotation. Rather You Than Me gets rotation.
Speak on it,
Rather You
I
Than Me
touched that.
still
I
gets
touched that over the
rotation.
weekend. I had to play that while I was in Vegas. It was
Dave
right.
East is getting rotation.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
That's
very
what's up.
impressed with the Dave East album, and I just been keeping it there. But definitely Rather You Than Me. I personally think that's probably Ross's best work.
So is that 5 or I feel like that was
I
4.
got as 4.
Okay.
I haven't decided on a 5th one. I actually was driving over here thinking about what would be like a good top 5. I'm stuck at 4, so you give me something to think about on the drive home tonight. I get back at y'all on that.
Nah. That's bullshit. We ain't let you off the hook like that, bro. You gotta give us one more.
From this year,
Yeah.
2017.
It's a lot of.
If
music
we've
out,
managed to
man.
It's
review
so
a hot
much.
album every week, you could give me 5.
man,
That's 52 of them.
Scope bad, Rio.
I'm on the spot right now.
Scope bad,
I'm
Rio.
low key drawing a blank. I'm
That
trying
clock
to.
is ticking.
You can go
my
through your
G.
woo.
How about
Grab your
this?
phone.
How about
Grab your
this?
phone.
What you got?
Let's get into some finances while you think about
Okay.
that. And let's talk about our last and final sponsor. This particular portion of the show is sponsored by good people over at Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 millions of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough in savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or send an email over to info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Ask them how you can participate in a complimentary personal financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finances are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
Yes,
and I know that shit to be true because guess what? They took care of me. They got me right through retirement, through legacy building. So shit is popping. Make sure you get your coins right with Houston Housewives of Finance.
True.
So
All right.
I done gave you a hot minute.
Oh
really.
man,
What you hot for?
good looking.
It was like 75 seconds.
Good looking. This last one, I'm still on the fence about it. Still trying to get it established.
Now we ain't gonna hold you to it.
This Meek Mill album.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it only because he did a track, Young America, with a old school J track.
Yeah.
Mama Love Me.
Yeah.
He kind of did his own spin to it. I think the Dream has some dealings with remaking the track because he did do the production on that particular song. I'm kind of trying to find it because I'm teeter-totter when it comes to me. One minute he good, next minute you praying for him.
Wins and losses.
You know, literally.
It's a perfect title, I swear.
But that's pretty much where I'm at right now. But if I had to like just pick one and just ride out for the rest of the year, it's probably gonna be 444.
Okay.
Probably 444. What you got, old head?
Man, 17?
Yeah, 5. Your favorite 5.
And no particular order.
Nah.
Damn. K Dot.
Okay.
444. Oh. I'm waiting on Rhapsody.
Man,
we all are.
We were not
We
going
are.
to get out of here
Without-
without making
yeah.
sure we plug
Yeah.
that.
Waiting on that Layla's wisdom. I'm a Rhapsody stan.
Me too.
I didn't like Paranoia based on a true story as much as Kyrie Chanel. The tape. I didn't like it as much as that. Even though I know it's 2016.
I feel
Forgive
you.
me for that.
I feel you.
Yeah, I feel it.
I
So
agree,
where-
actually.
So where am I at? Am I at 4?
Sound
Yep.
like it. Think you have 4.
I gotta go with number 5. Ooh, wins and losses definitely did not make my list. It was cold, but
And I thought I was one that was stuck.
I'm gonna go Rather You Than Me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Rather You Than Me because he linked back up with the Justice League. I won't say lyrically it was his coldest, but sonically how it was put together from front to back. That's what I'm gonna rock with.
I could definitely
But I'm
co-sign that.
definitely waiting on that Rhapsody. I'm waiting on whatever's new coming from Neighborhood Nip. I'm waiting on a few people.
Yeah, Nip gets love in the whip.
Okay.
Nip gets love in the whip for sure.
I've
about
heard a lot
y'all?
of great things at this table, and y'all, for me at least, y'all have spoke about most of the albums that are in heavy rotation for me. Obviously, going back to Damn because it's such an emotional album.
Yes.
Man.
Whereas if you compare it to like a 444, that's very logical, very like, no, these are the things you need to understand. This is how you get your finances right. Like, so there's some obviously some emotional things that Jay went through, but he still those things protrude from him in a very logical way. So it feels like I'm in class being lectured to when I'm listening to 444 and I'm learning some shit, I'm taking notes. It feels like I'm on the couch listening to, or I'm hearing someone tell me their therapeutic in this therapeutic session when I'm listening to K Dot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So moving away from there, fucking this mink coat killer
man, that
LP
shit
from
is so
Jaron
crazy.
Benton. I have
that too.
been stuck.
I like that too.
Like I did not expect to like it. It was one of those albums that just continued to grow on me.
Right.
And it has gotten more and more powerful. Like now I can fucking run to it. And I'm literally in tune from Mental Illness to Fuck You to the shit he got with Nick Grant, that Cream 27. I mean, it's so it's very granular. There's a lot of shit going on in that. Now, transition to that. Moving back to the shorter albums, even an EP, this goddamn 7 from Talib Kweli and Styles P.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Holy,
that shit is real dope.
Yo,
man.
that
shit is
snuck
real
up
dope.
on.
Hey, for real,
That's
because you
nuts.
would, and he even make mention of that in one of the songs. I think is Brown Boy or some shit where they're talking about you just wouldn't expect the ghost to get with somebody from this poet, you know, this
Right.
poet. And
Yep.
So it's you've got these two totally different guys that mesh so well together on a fucking album for seven hard ass tracks. Like just keep it a buck.
You know,
and then.
honest. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and last but not least, which has been said every time here at the table,
Go ahead.
the reincarnated Biggie Smalls. We can talk controversy, but the
Uh-oh.
person who picked up the mantle
Wait a minute.
after
Yeah, that's
Biggie,
pretty
which would,
true,
to
man.
me is Rick Ross.
That's pretty true.
This Rather You Than Me,
Yeah.
best work.
Yeah.
The only thing I have against the fucking album is the fact that Justice League didn't do Maybach Music 4 or 5, whatever the last Maybach music. That bothered me.
Yeah.
That's the only knock I have on this album. Even his trap shit is jumping, and I'm like, man, trap.
You know,
Real
what-
shit.
The only thing I really when I think about Ross, I when you know an artist is great is when you don't compare them to other people, you compare them to their past work.
Yeah, that's
so
real.
When I'm looking at Rather You Than Me, my only gripe with it was I think deeper than rap, he was in such a zone lyrically because he was at 50. So he had.
I agree.
Yeah,
Deep in the Rap was
nah,
dope.
Nah, God forgives.
Now, God
God
Forgives
Forgives
is
I
one of his
Don't.
best.
I'm talking
sure.
lyrically. I'm not saying either or is cold. God Forgives I Don't was cold too. And
Teflon Don.
Teflon Don was cold too. So when I'm thinking about those records, I'm thinking about this nigga lyrically was at 50's neck.
Yeah.
And now at Rather You Than Me, okay, the Birdman joint.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly think that's
I love that you
colder
broke that down, man.
than the Meek joint when he did Young Black America. Because when you touch that hole, when My Mama Loves, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
It make you ball your fists up.
Yeah,
like,
like
what you
that,
doing,
that
bro?
shit better
Yeah.
be cold, my nigga. But
Yeah.
when he did Idols Become Rivals, that
Real shit.
the joint with Beanie, oh yeah,
That's
I'm,
real
I'm
shit.
gonna
yeah.
admit, I'm gonna show my age real quick.
You the only one talking about this age thing.
I'm gonna
bro.
show my quote unquote real quick.
Quotation marks.
When I first heard the track, I couldn't put my name on the song that I heard that melody from. But when I heard it, I kid you, I researched it. I stayed in the car before work opened, and I was trying to figure out where did this track come from. Right when I found it, wow. And how
Are you
they
talking about
remixed it,
the joint that from Rick Ross?
Yes, the actual beat from Idols
Oh,
Become
yeah.
Rivals.
Yeah.
I researched it and I'm like, this sounds so familiar. When I found it, I was blown back. Like that's crazy.
See,
Like,
that was my whole thing with 444. Like when I heard it, I was like, dude, I gotta find a record.
Yeah, these
and
samples.
I'm thinking
The old
it's a
joints.
70s joint. And then when I found it, the artwork, I was like, okay, it's an old ass record.
Right.
It's what I expected.
Right.
And then I listened to it, and I was completely blown away. Like I called G, like, yo, dog, you got to hear this.
Right.
And I looked at the credit, and I was like, wait, this shit came out earlier this year.
Right.
You know, so it made me want to listen to them. They're called Hannah Williams and it's something. But it made me want to listen to their album too, because I was like, dude, if y'all are so dope to
And the
be able to
affirmations.
and affirmations, if y'all are so dope to be able to recapture the feel, the soul of the early to mid 70s and
Right.
put it out today, you gotta be fucking dope. My favorite 5 so far this year is Anchovies by Apollo Brown and Planet Asia. Shout out to Tri-State.
3D Prescription.
I like 3D Prescriptions a lot. It gets a lot of burn
Speak
with
on
me.
it. Speak
Okay.
on it.
So I can't say it's in my 5 though.
Okay.
Because, you know, Flower Boy gets a heavy rotation in my car.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Tanya Morgan's new album is getting a lot of burn with me right about now. Shout out again to Grandfather Clock. He put me on to that.
That's a dope pick.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
Let me see. Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Let me
Guys, your top 5. You gotta go look that shit up.
You know
Because
what?
I'm listening to it.
Nah,
like
I
I'm
feel you.
drawing
just
a
giving
blank
you
right
some
now.
shit. It's
Well,
all
As
good.
usual.
What we didn't jump on, and this is something that we talked about. Shout out to Weave, Egos and Opinions, for the 444 discussion. As far as earlier hip hop, what was dope about that album, and you talked about the samples and all of that, about how you use one producer. That shit.
Yes,
we talked
sir.
about
We've been
that shit
talking
all-
about that
I-
all
and
year.
and that was gonna be my next point. You know how y'all talked about that in previous episodes, because that nowadays that's one of those sonic things that's missing from hip hop. And honestly, it really was like that until Illmatic. And then after Illmatic, a lot of individuals started using a lot of different producers, and that kind of kills that chemistry. And Hove took that and brought it back. And I hope for the future of hip hop, that tends to go.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of that in 2016. I mean,
Right.
we talked about Smoke Dizz again with Pete Rock. That
Right.
fucking album was fire.
And the
We
chemistry.
saw King Crooked get with
Static Selector. That shit was
That
crazy.
shit was fire. Like you've seen
go.
these collaborations with people that individually we
Right.
hold in very high esteem,
Right.
and for them to get together, you get classics.
Exactly.
man. You get
The
classics.
only thing with King Crooked, though,
Love King Crooked.
I love King Crooked. I love
King.
Slaughterhouse as
Bruh.
a squad.
Ooh, Slaughterhouse don't get nowhere
Hardest.
near the love they
But-
supposed to.
Hardest. I love the Locks, but Slaughterhouse, my God.
Nobody gives a candle, maybe Button, then Ortiz, then King Crooked, to that boy Nickel. That boy Nickel.
Voice is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I think
Wow.
it's a bloody ass cage match
It gotta
between
be when
King
they in
Crooked
the studio.
between King Crooked and Royce. B.
Gotta
Would I
be.
give out 4?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
my
think
5th, I'm gonna round it out with Action Bronson.
Okay.
Blue Chip 7000.
I love how you stand firm on that shit. Because every time you say it, he says it with authority. Action Bronson. Like it's a fucking movie. Blue Chip section.
you know.
Didn't he
Make
used to
sure
have
you
an
know.
issue with Ghostface?
Yeah,
Because Ghost had an issue with him.
Ghostface said, "I don't want nobody sounding like me
Right.
on no album."
Right.
And well, apparently this nigga sounds
Exactly like that nigga.
That's some shit right
'Cause-
there.
Nah, but it wasn't even the sound. Like, the God Let That Go. It was actually a comment he said on ESPN. Like, he's not to quote him, but he basically said in a joking way, ain't nobody fucking with Ghost right now.
Right.
Cause they was like, yo, you sound so much like him.
Right.
Do you get that a lot? He was
Right.
like, man, I'm me and he's him, and I'm doing my thing. So it was okay so
Right.
far.
Okay.
And where he fucked up as when he
Ain't
was
nobody
like,
fucking
ain't
with
nobody
Ghost.
fucking with Ghost right now.
So it was like a lighthearted Lonzo Ball comment.
Almost. Almost,
I
yes.
got it.
You see the fire he's catching.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna pose a question to the
Throw it.
fellas.
Put that
Yeah,
shit on
please,
the table. What's
please.
up?
Me and my man said we have this debate a lot.
Okay.
The difference between a cult classic and a classic.
Oh, you going there?
I'm going there. I'm
Okay.
going there. This is the perfect setting to do so. We got great hip hop minds in the building.
I
And so I'm gonna
appreciate
ask
that.
this question. What do you guys perceive the difference between a cult classic and a classic to be? And I'm going to use Thug Motivation 101 by Jeezy as
He
an
is
example.
not letting this go.
I'm not letting this go.
You're not letting this
And
go.
if we gonna do it, we gonna do it here.
Yeah.
So I personally think Thug Motivation 101 was an instant classic. I feel like from top to bottom, that was one of his best bodies of work from Jeezy.
Mm-hmm.
And my man here says it's a cult classic because it only talked to one group of type of people. So I want to know what y'all think
That's
the
a good
difference
argument.
between cult classic versus classic is.
You
I'm
want
gonna
to
leave
set
it at
this
that.
off, G?
I know you got this. I'll round it out. I'll round
Like,
it out.
nah. Yo, I feel where you coming from. Saying that it's more of a cult classic because it didn't speak to everybody. And
There's more to that, but I'm gonna let y'all.
either you could run with it or you can leave it.
You know
You know what I'm saying? But I feel where y'all coming from because when I think of classic versus cult classic, I didn't think music. The first thing I thought were movies.
Okay.
Right? And there's a movie called Kids that's a bona fide cult classic. I think that Harlem Nights is more of a cult classic than a classic. You know, I think it's something that most African Americans, black folks, we hold that movie real close to us. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you're going, and I'm almost forced to agree with you, and to agree with you, because the funny thing with me is, at that time, in those in those years, I was done. Like, I was like, fuck hip hop, man. Like, this shit is fucking whack. Like, everybody's a drug lord. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody trapping.
Everybody trapping. Everybody's a drug lord. Everybody got a fucking Ferrari. Stop lying. Like, I know how this business works. I know you spending your advance money on your fucking sneakers. Stop lying to me. So I didn't listen to it. And mind you, I was in the streets a lot here in Houston at the time. So I used to hear all the D-boys and the slabs banging that shit. Just trunk just. And I was like, you know, I'm in my hate mode, right? I hate y'all right now. It wasn't until his second album came out, which was about 2.5 years after the first one, where I went back and I listened to the first one. And I was like, oh, shit, I fucked up. And, you know, I used to be in the clubs all the time and everything, and I know when something is dope when you got ladies in high heels spitting your hard-ass bars. Like, I know you made it at that point here in the South.
You know, when we talking about cult classic and classic albums here, Live, welcome to Rios in the Pot.
Here we go. Here we go.
This discussion has been going on, and my bad, I ain't cut you off.
No. This we open.
Okay, so when I'm thinking about this album, you made a perfect point. When you grab the ladies, you made it. Same difference can be said for when I think about Thug Motivation 101. I think of him taking the baton from T.I. and trap music. That's why I'm thinking cult classic. It wasn't a game changer to me. When I think of a classic album, and we discussed it on the episode, you got to be able to sit on the same shelf as an Illmatic, as an Only Built for Cuban Links, as an End of the 36 Chambers, as a Reasonable Doubt. And when you had that old shit I fucked up feeling, the world felt the same way about Reasonable Doubt. In My Lifetime Volume 1, deadpan. It still went platinum, but you're like, oh shit, nigga, Reasonable Doubt. You damn near didn't appreciate that till Blueprint. As much as I love Thug Motivation 101, it wasn't a slight to it. It just wasn't a game. It spoke to a specific audience of people. Like, it's not something that we're gonna revisit in 15, 20 years and be like, this changed the stratosphere of hip hop, as an Illmatic, as a Reasonable Doubt, All Eyes on Me, Life After Death.
But see, here's the thing, right? I don't look, man. All eyes on me. R.I.P.
That's why I parked that in there.
But I didn't like All Eyes on Me then, and I don't like it now. You know, I listened to it again after like a 10, 12 year span. I listened to it again like about a year ago. And I was like, no, this shit is still trash. Because even though Tupac was able to pick, nope, I'm fucking up. Even though Tupac was able to write great songs, he was horrible with picking good beats throughout his entire album. And that was my problem. I've always been production heavy.
Like a Tupacalypse Now? Nah.
I stole that tape from the record store. I sure did. I had that album.
That makes sense.
And I'm familiar with it. So I think even Tupacalypse Now, it still had more of that 90s sound. You know, when I think of Tupacalypse Now, I think of like girl groups like Jade and Brownstone. They all kind of had that sound of the 90s. So I'm cool with that. But, you know, if I was to throw another cult classic out there, I would have to throw Aquemini out there. You know, Aquemini to me is definitely a cult in comparison to Speakerboxxx Love Below, which would probably be held more as a classic because of how many records it sold and how far that record actually went. Yeah. So I definitely agree with you that the classics have to be game changers. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, your Illmatics, your Ready to Die, your 36 Chambers. Like, I was watching Narcos, the season 3, and I was like, yo, how much did RZA pay them for all this fucking advertisement? Like, okay, I get it. The new album's coming out in October. And I'm like, there's no reason for them to be playing Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With in Narcos, and the shit is based in like 93.
I get it.
I get it.
So even when you talking about Aquemini, you can talk about AT Aliens. You riding that cusp. You know that the elevators, and you know it's a lot of records, but sticking straight with Jeezy. When I really started fucking with Jeezy heavy, the Recession.
I think that's when a lot of people started.
You know the fucked up part is, I could go on record and be like, nah, I don't like the Recession, but it's almost like that. You know what? It's almost like that Lifetime Volume 1 or Lifetime Volume 3. Well, no, Volume 3 was actually pretty fucking dope. But Lifetime Volume 1, Jeezy is in a way like a Jay, where even his bad albums are still better than
A lot of
people's best albums.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's almost like you could give him a pass. You could be like, I don't like it.
Right.
But how do you don't like it? Out of 15 songs, he had 5 like banging ass singles. Like,
you know what though?
You know what I'm
That is
saying?
true.
With In My Lifetime Volume 1, you take away 3 records, damn near the same shit. Classic damn near album, but you take away that Who You With shit, that I Know What Girls Like shit.
Yeah.
And the same difference with a couple of the Jeezy joints. It's like
Yeah.
you take away these joints, alright. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
fuck with you. That's heavy. So
Can I throw a wrench in there real
Go
quick?
ahead and
GR,
be
just for you, GR.
go ahead and be fair.
Get Rich or Die Trying. Cult classic or classic?
Now you
Classic. Now, this
what
is
I'm
why I
talking
say that. So, and this is my perspective on this.
Okay.
Everything's fucking opinionated.
Yeah,
There's
of course.
no fact. It's all opinion. And a lot of times it depends on where you're at in life, what you've been through, your environment. And that's really differentiates something from being called a cult classic or a classic. Does it speak to a particular demographic, or does it speak to everyone as a whole? There's some people who are in a particular space that may look at Jeezy and say this is a classic album, whereas, you know, Thug Motivation 101 or Inspiration or The Recession and Pull Out, and these are classics to them, whereas Reasonable Doubt was a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that can actually say that because it's their opinion. So it all depends on where you're at in life. Me personally, Jeezy has a classic album.
So let me throw some more oil in the fire. If that's the case, then what do we do with DMX's
Side.
Yup.
Woo! Now we talking.
You see?
Now we
What do you do with that?
And if we're gonna put it in from the perspective of whether it's a cult classic or classic, then you've already said to some degree that it's classic. It's classic worthy. But then it goes back to you all's definition of, did it change the culture of people?
So then we hands down Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style classic.
Classic.
We gotta give him that.
Classic.
Super facts.
Okay.
Classic.
You know, and I'm gonna give the same thing for his Darker Hell is Hot too, and I'm glad that was brought up because like the dry spell like we talked about previously, after Pac and Big passed, there was a dry spell.
Yes.
90, 98, 99, 97, you looking at, okay, it was written, we needed somebody that's going to give a spark to the game of hip-hop.
I think that's when we had when Hot Boys and all that shit was starting to really go
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
In 97,
Yeah.
98, yeah.
Yep. But, you know, at the time, everybody...
they were 98, 99.
99.
Well,
Remember
yeah,
99,
going toward the
No
end.
limit.
2000s.
No
yeah.
limit.
No
We talking
limit.
about No Limit.
Going
yeah.
toward the end of the year.
Nah,
That's when.
that was Cash Money.
What-
Well, a little bit of both.
No.
Shit. Hold on, let me say.
You know what? Y'all bring up a very good point. No Limit was actually getting it popping before Cash Money came in. So
You skipped school and bought No Limit CDs. Every Rick.
Yeah.
Word.
I skipped school and bought No Limit
I
CDs.
mostly bought the albums for the artwork. The artwork.
I was about to say I almost bought that Mercedes album for the artwork.
Man, what? With
Yeah,
the gold
see,
trim.
90s.
They were supposed to come out like 35 million years ago. When it
Hot
finally dropped,
Boys, Get It How You Live came out in 97. BG's album dropped. Both of his goddamn albums dropped in 97. Juvenile Soldier Rags dropped in 97.
I remember Soldier
98, Big Timers, both the albums, 400 Degrees. Like, shit was popping from Cash Money in the late 90s. It was like that. It's that surgence of this bling era of hip hop.
Yep.
Like, that's what was going on.
400 Degrees and Chopper City in the Ghetto made everybody catch up to all the albums that you just mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody, like, Soldier Rags, Get It How You Live.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Chopper City and Ghetto. My
Mm-hmm. That was 99. So I mean, that was that time, man. Shit was just shit had changed, had shifted in hip hop. And then to some degree, some people would say that was that spark of this whole new era of MCs where bars didn't necessarily matter. It was about the lifestyle you live and the glamorization of it.
There you go.
See, it's kind of hard to go there when you still had your Most Defs coming up, your Talib Kweli's coming up, Pharaoh Monch was still really heavy in the game at that point.
One of the greatest.
Yeah, definitely.
shit.
You know, M was going nuts around that time, if I'm not mistaken.
He was finding his stride.
Yeah. So wait, when did M's first album come out? What was that, like
Marshall Mathers
90?
LP.
That was 99.
99, right?
Yep. Beginning of 99.
Yeah. So so he was coming through. So you had other artists
Slim
like
Shady LP.
what was my peoples out of Jersey? Artifacts. They were early in the 90s though. But I'm thinking about Young Z and that whole squad that M used to rhyme with.
Outsiders.
Outsiders. Yeah. So, you still had groups like that was keeping it hot. So that's why I said for me, you take that list right there, right? Outsiders, Mos Def, Pharaoh Monch, Sadat X, everybody that was fucking with Rawkus at the time, right? That level of hip hop to me is still here. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm bigging up these dudes, Earth Group.
Earth Gang or
Earth Gang,
yeah.
Because they got an EP out right now, and the first 3 songs I was walking, because I'm walking around the house, I got my beats on,
Right.
and I was just like, yo, this shit is fire. I keep catching these young dudes. Vic Spencer out of Chicago is another dude that I think is real dope. And he's different. Vic Mensa, real dope. And he's on a platform where he's getting his shine right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Rock Nation put him in a good spot.
Right. He got an endorsement deal right now with Coach. He's getting his model on. So I'm happy to see an artist of his caliber that I consider to be this generation's freedom fighter in a sense. If you listen to the autobiography, he is keeping it extra thorough. Like you get a glimpse of what it is to be young, black in the inner cities of Chicago listening to that album, yo. And if you can't relate, that because somewhere in your life you wasn't there.
Yeah, man, it gives me a piece of home. Chicago right up the street from Milwaukee.
Literally.
Y-94, it's about an hour and some change, and it gives you a glimpse of Milwaukee is like Chicago's little cousin. When you talk about homicides, the inner city, the hood, 94% of all black people in Milwaukee live on the north side. So the segregation is real. So you paint that picture in Chicago, and you immediately get that nostalgic feeling at the crib, like damn, you damn near get homesick listening to Big Mensa. So it's a dope joint. That's definitely honorable mention on my top. I like that
for sure.
Yeah.
He will be mentioned in our fucking top 10 list for 2017. It's gonna be fucking interesting, man. So before we get out of here, my G's, this is a staple here at this arena of hip hop when we're having these discussions.
It does look like an arena in here.
Already.
I need your top 5s for us. I need y'all's top 5 artists. No particular order, but give me your top 5 hip hop.
Ooh, Rio, go first.
No, old school. No,
We gonna continue this trend of the youngins in the room. Go first, youngins in charge. You got it.
Can't wait till I turn 30.
All
right, my top 5.
Ooh.
Top 5
all time.
All time.
This is a no-brainer. Big, Pac, M, J, Nas.
I can respect that.
I can definitely respect that.
It's really, he's gonna find some type of loophole with this. He's gonna go ahead, old school, go ahead.
I know we pressed for time, but it's gonna be probably 1 or 2 of them. I really want to give a reason.
It's fine, man.
Go for it, man.
Speak your truth.
We ain't even
Hov,
pressed for time. How about that?
Okay, Hov, M. Now, if we're talking top 5, are we including lyrical content, album, impact?
Your top
This is
5.
your list. This is
Okay.
your personal thing.
I'm taking Pac out of my top 5.
Well,
Only because Pac was an activist. Pac was a multifaceted, great individual. But as far as rap, had Big not changed them bars on Long Kiss Goodnight, I don't know if Pac's career would have been the same. So I'm going with Big. So where I'm at 3.
3. I'm keeping the count, by the way.
Okay, it's cool. Snoop. I'm gonna go with
Snoop's
Snoop,
a great
just based off of style and how he changed the game with the with Doggy Style alone. You know, having that one producer tandem with Dre.
Yes, sir.
I got one more.
You do. 'Cause I'm watching.
One more.
I am watching.
He just entered it with his new album. Kendrick.
I could definitely respect that.
Really? You haven't even said that. You haven't told me that.
I know that.
We did a whole episode.
Wow.
We did a whole episode on Kendrick, and I'm the one here between the both of us that I'll stick my neck out for my opinion.
He's not missing.
And I was like, yo, he is the greatest rapper alive, point blank, period.
He's
Like,
not missing.
right now.
You don't hear any verse on any song where you can listen to Kendrick and be like, this nigga didn't get off. I even tried to be like, okay, mask off, but you listen to the cadences and the content and the different vocal octaves and all that. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I got to put Ross at honorable mention. Maybe 11 if I got to go top 10.
I believe he's round off my number 10. My 5 through 10 is probably more tougher than my
He
1 through
loves
5.
to argue.
I think that for me, I think Ross might end up in top 20 for me. I don't think he would break my 10.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, Ross doesn't rhyme better than Black Thought. He doesn't rhyme better than Common. He doesn't rhyme better than Royce. He doesn't rhyme better than King Crooked. So it really depends. Like to be honest with you, my top 5 changes often.
Right.
I can't remember what they are, number one. And number 2, more importantly, I think it's such a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think people really, really need to recognize that. And you can't really argue it. Like we tried it against each other, and then I called him. And I was like, you know what, G? I can't argue with you about your top 5. It's your top 5. It's like your draws. Those are your draws. How am I gonna argue about what color draws you got on today? Nigga, those are your draws.
True statement.
You see what I'm saying?
True
So
statement.
I think what I would really like to do though is sit down with a bunch of like-minded, brothers like yourselves,
True.
and try to figure it out by genre. Or by era, right?
Got to.
Because
Every
I
decade.
think that makes everything a lot.
It's an even playing field with that.
Yeah, it's a lot more even, and we can argue these things throughout the era. Like, man, between 90 and 95, this person put out this much work and yada yada. Because to me, it does have a lot to do with that. Like, the reason why Kendrick is one of the greatest rappers to me right now, the biggest argument that people have opposing my view is he hasn't been out long enough, and my argument to that is, look what he's done in the time that he's been out.
If you're gonna say that, you gotta take Big out the equation.
Yeah.
94 to 97, Life After Death came out after he
That
died.
is true.
And that
You
is
gotta
so
take
many
that
people's argument about Drake. Like, dude, how could y'all hold Big in such high regard? He only got 2 albums out. Drake is on like his 6th album and have all these awards and accolades, and why is he not on anyone's top 5?
Quality over quantity.
Yep.
True indeed.
By the way, Take Care was not his best album.
Nah.
I don't really know what his best album is. I'll be honest to say that, but I like the witty Drake. I like the rapping Drake.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I really don't like R&B right now is whack as fuck, right? Because you have
a
so
lot
many
of emotion. A lot of emotion.
It's that, and plus you have so many of these rapper singers, these Bryson Tillers, these Tory Lanez, and motherfucker. Like, I remember when his first single came out, and I was digging it because he had the Brownstone. I think it was Brownstone or Jade. He had flipped their sample or whatever. I was like, yo, it's kind of dope the way he did that. And they was like, yeah, rapper Tory Lanez. What?
Nah, bro.
He ain't no rapper.
He said, wait a second.
Say it was dope, but nah, bro.
Yeah, it was say.
Yeah.
I'm like, he ain't no rapper. Yeah. And then I tried to listen to his album. This album is long as fuck.
Too many skits.
Yeah, like it's a movie on. It's an audio movie for sure. And I was like, okay, I get it that you could rhyme, but yo, pick a lane and stick with it, B. And,
Please do.
I think that give Drake his props, man. I think Drake has birthed a lot of these dudes, man.
Definitely.
and they run with it. But I really blame the machines at the end of the day because they're here for profit, and all they want to do is find the next latest and greatest and milk it for whatever the fuck they can. That's why you have so much of this fuck shit right now on the radio. But to be honest, you know, with me, I came up with college radio. I came up on mixtapes.
Yeah.
So my hip hop I'll say after 99, my hip hop wasn't on the radio anymore.
Right.
And my hip hop wasn't really on the radio prior to, I'll say 94, because at that time in New York, we had 98.7 KISS. They was more R&B, and 107.5 WBLS, and they were damn sure R&B and old school R&B, and they would let the DJs come on at night. So you had to stay up till like 10, 11 o'clock to catch like a Kid Capri or catch like even when DJ Funkmaster Flex, when he was getting on, he got on because of Chuck Chillout.
Right.
Chuck Chillout was on 98.7 KISS first, and they would let them come and rock for like an hour and a half, and that was it. So you had to be on point, you know, with your tape deck holding the pause button like
Same rib.
Man.
Same
as soon as he
rib.
stopped talking,
They'll never understand the
Song and
struggle.
pop.
Got him.
word.
They will
Song
never
and poppin'.
understand that struggle.
Yeah, man.
They will never.
We had at the crib V100.7, and they played the same 7 records all day.
Remember Hot 102?
Yeah, man, it was all bad for that one too. And what they would do, G-Hawk, is it would be certain DJs that we would listen to after 9, 10 o'clock. You know, we had the little Town Night Tuesday thing that, you know, I always did
Top
my
8 at 8.
did my thing on top 8 at 8 and all of that. So after that, that's when they kind of, you know, they let the change loose, and you kind of got busy. But during the day, it was the same seven records, and you had to go to your Music Lands, your Sam Goodies, and all that, and
Tower
Skip's Tower, all of that. We had FYE at the
Yeah,
crib, you
we
know,
did.
at the Grand Avenue Mall and all that. You skip your school and buy your records and go back to school like you got on a new pair of Jordans.
Yes.
Yeah, all of that, all of that.
Still
So
in the
you know,
rap. You ain't even
hey,
took
hey,
that boy out the
yeah,
rap.
yeah. You had the starter pullover with about 5 CDs and an anti-shock CD player
In the pouch?
in the pouch, man. In the pouch. You wasn't shit if you didn't have the pouch, man.
I was in the first down coat
See-
with the fur around
See,
the hood.
yeah, the bubble coat, the triple fat goose, all of
Straight
that.
up.
So
Straight up.
those are joints, you know, that you remember when you buy, you know, your top 5 records, man. So
Already.
That's
yeah,
dope shit, man. There's nothing but fucking dopeness at this table, man.
appreciate you, big dog.
God damn, man. This is, man, look, y'all have made the fucking show today.
Appreciate you, big
Man,
dog.
appreciate him being here,
Fun,
man. This is
We've
really good.
definitely got to do a part 2 because there's
Oh,
so
for
much
sure,
stuff
for
to
sure.
talk about.
Definitely.
And like I said, we do our big shit towards the end of the year because we got to have a sit down conversation. We're gonna put the fucking album covers out on the table and really
Yeah, man.
dive
Oh, yeah.
deep into it because
Oh,
it's a lot of shit out right now. And as we mentioned, we've got a lot of albums. We hadn't even reviewed Blue Chips yet, and
Right.
of course, you know, we've got other shit that's coming down the pipe. So we definitely got to get y'all back in the
we
building.
are in the building. We
Let's
are
make
in the
that
building.
shit
We
happen.
appreciate
man.
the invite, man. You know, definitely. You know,
Yeah,
we
that's what
definitely
it
back.
is. Now, of course, for all those that are tuned in right now, you're sitting on your fucking couch watching this shit via Apple TV, or you're riding in your car, you're jamming this shit out via SoundCloud, whatever it is. We want you to check out Live Woke with 2 Rios and a Pod. Gentlemen, how do people get in touch with y'all, man? How do they make that happen? How do they get connected to the podcast?
Well, check us out. We got the Stitcher. We got the Apple Podcast. Got the SoundCloud. Instagram page is up at 2 Rios in the Pod. You can find me personally at Cardiac 911.
Check.
My man here, Chino Yards. You can find him at
Everything.
everything. The
Insta-
whole everything.
Instagram,
Ain't an outlet that ain't got it.
Instagram, SoundCloud. Got an album, Chasing History, on title on Apple Music. I really do get busy on the music tip. Shoot us online, outliveshooters.com/CD Nights. But yeah, man, definitely Instagram, like you said, man. 2 Rios in the Pod, SoundCloud.com/Lil Boke Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, Google Play, Urban Mogul Lounge. Big shout out
to the moguls, man.
Yes. So you know we trying to get like y'all, man, with these lights and these $3,000 mics.
And by the way, before we get up out of here, I do have to say, from my brother to another, to watch this man be on his PhD grind as well as be a part of this, and amongst other things, like this man holding it down. So
God
be
is
on the
up.
other end of a great thing. I'm excited, man. 'cause
God
we
is
headed-
good.
we
Man.
headed to the,
Salute.
we
That's real
going
shit.
somewhere with this. So,
God is
yeah,
good, man.
Smelling
appreciate y'all,
excellence,
man.
man.
Appreciate y'all for having us on. For
Definitely
real, for real.
appreciate it.
No
man.
doubt, man. No doubt. Reem, where
Yo.
can the good people reach you at, my G?
Real quick, shout out to my big homie Nas, man. I'm a huge fan of his. Birthday's today.
Yes.
I thought
Again,
that nigga
Nas.
hit you up or something. Maybe
Nah,
you shouted him
nah.
out, like, my
You know,
homie Nas,
I
man. He
lost
hit
it
me
when P Rock. What he do? I think he retweeted my tweet and I lost it.
Oh yeah, I think so.
It don't
Somebody.
take much, dog.
Yeah,
I am a fan first all the time. But yeah, definitely rest in peace and shout out to Tupac. I would appreciate it if more of you DJs show some more love. You know, between the 12 and 1 o'clock hour at least during the day, when, you know, on the anniversary if my man's in them. But shout out to everybody that's been following me on Instagram. I appreciate that. Please keep the love coming. And post your videos so you know I can hear the music and you know we can get you on. So continue to follow me there at NYKAY79. Twitter, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of
You
it.
got this, man. You
I'm
got
kind of
this.
understanding
You got
how to
this.
go about growing this whole thing here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everybody on Twitter. Please, you know, after you listen to the show, you know, if you got something to say it. We talk back, we follow back. So on Twitter, I'm Reem Boom Bap. You know, shout out to everybody in Houston that's still going through it, man. You know, you definitely are not forgotten. Shout out to Florida, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my man Mercy. Follow him, Mercy. You know, Music by Mercy,
Music by
man.
Mercy.
You know, we definitely thinking about y'all and everybody down in Florida, man. For real, for real.
Definitely so. Definitely
That's
so.
where it's at. And of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Ashley Madison, Pornhub. I'm everywhere. Man,
Ashley Madison?
You goddamn right. At G Hawkins. That's
Pinterest
G Hawkins with the
Plenty of
Z.
fish.
I'm in there, man. Got the shit pinned, mics pinned up. We got everything going on, man.
Real
That
nigga
man
Remember,
said Pornhub.
y'all need to hit us up. TheSphere.tv/Boom Bap. You can catch all the episodes. Subscribe there. If you need to shoot us an email, hit us up, boombap@TheSphere.tv, or across all social media platforms at TheSphere.tv, #Boom Bap. And remember, goddammit, if we don't tell y'all shit else, rap minus lies equals hip hop.
Let's go.
And
Already.
that's that Boom Bap. We'll see y'all later, man. We out.
Chill.
Peace.
Peace, believe.